Right now, I'm on what's known as Blackburn Hill, overlooking a town that was known as Franklin during the Civil War. This is believed to have been one of the spots that they shot artillery from. And you can see why, because it overlooks most of the town. Right here and behind me, they have a cannon. Whether this was actually used here during the war, I don't know. But it does look like it actually at one point was a real functioning cannon. There's the view behind the cannon of it aimed into the city. The main goal in this town during the Civil War was to destroy the railroad depots, and any government buildings. And they did succeed in doing that. They burnt down the railroad depot, water tanks for the trains, tore up the railroad tracks, and basically raided every house of every bit of food and clothing and supplies that they could have during the war. And they were actually stationed out here for several months, from October through December of 1864. And it took quite a while to rebuild. And there were actually railroad bridges as well that were burnt in the area. Now I'm going to turn on my REM pod by the cannon and see if I can get anything. Okay. Now I'm going to pull out my Paratech app and see if I can get any responses from that.
Started scanning.
Are there any Civil War soldiers here that want to communicate with me? If there is, you can use the devices that I have to communicate with me. One can make words. The other one will actually let me hear you speak.
You bet.
Okay, well that ain't wanting to focus, but then the other device over there by the cannon is a REM pod, and you can touch the antenna on that and it'll light up. Are you Union or Confederate?
Upper.
How many cannons were up here?
Whiskey.
That's an interesting response to get somewhere related to the Civil War. What do you want whiskey for? Do you just want a drink, or do you need it for an amputation? I also read reports that the Confederate soldiers were drunk while burning down the town, so they were just having fun and making a party of it. And I'm trying to get both the cannon and the rim pod into view at the same time without falling off the cliff. What regiment were you in?
Steam.
I was just talking about the railroad and the steam trains. Do you mean something to do with those?
Usual.
Did you capture any trains in Franklin? And there went a train just then. What does the train horn mean?
Normal.
I think that light there, let me find it again, that you can see in the distance is actually the train on the train tracks coming. So this
Levitation.
would have been a strategic point to attack the railroad. So we're going to watch the train go by and see just how much of it we can see from here. And it looks like it'll be quite a lot.
Famous.
Yeah, those headlights you see coming now are the train going down the tracks. Did you attack the train from up here?
Me too.
There's absolutely no way that any Civil War soldier would have had any idea what that even meant. So that's a really odd thing to get. There goes the train right in front of us. And not only could they have shot the train with cannons, but you would have been able to hit it with a rifle from here as well.
Beware.
Were you killed up here? Were you killed destroying the train tracks? How many people were killed here?
Seat.
Do you want me to sit down and talk to you? If there are any Civil War soldiers, you're welcome to come sit down and talk. Did you camp on top of this hill, or was it just used to attack from?
Iron.
The cannon is made out of iron. Are there other cannons up here?
Steam.
Iron and steam, all things to do with trains. So that kind of fits with the history that their main goal was destroying the railroad here. Did anything happen with this tree? I keep getting drawn towards it.
15.
Were there 15 people camped up here? Or was 15 the regiment that you were in?
Fall.
Did you fall from up here?
Immersion. Scanning stop.
Now, I'm going to use the Necrophonic Spirit Box app and see if I get more responses out of it. Are there any Civil War soldiers here that want to communicate with me? If there are, you can use this device and talk to me. How many soldiers were up here? Were you Union or Confederate? Can you tell me your name? How many battles did you fight in? Earlier, I got a response that said whiskey. Can you tell me why you want whiskey? Can you tell me if anyone was killed with this cannon? How many people were killed with this cannon? Were you actually killed with this cannon? I'm sitting my spirit box down. I'm going to try a little experiment here. I'm going to try to sit my REM pod on the cannon itself and see what happens. And now the REM pod's going off. Were you just touching the cannon? I'm gonna sit down and talk to you. Are you a Civil War soldier? Did you fight in the battle here? Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me how many soldiers are here? Are the spirits here attached to the land? Or are they attached to the cannon? Are the spirits of the people killed by the cannon attached to it? Can you make the REM pod light up once for each person killed by that cannon? It's went off 8 times so far. Were there 8 people killed by this cannon? Are you Okay, if you're here and you want to communicate, can you stop making that light up for just a second? Thank you. Am I right that 8 people were killed by this cannon? Were the 8 people killed by this cannon soldiers during the Civil War? Can you tell me the name of someone killed by this cannon? I heard someone just say kill. Do you feel like you're still fighting the war? You said yes. The war ended over 150 years ago. You don't have to stay here. You're free to leave anytime you want to. All the soldiers here, both Union and Confederate, the war's over. You don't have to fight anymore. You can go home to your family now. I think I just heard it say that's good. Are there any soldiers here that need help getting home? Where else do I need to look up here? To the left. What's to my left? I'm walking to my left. Can you tell me where to go? Where do I need to go from here? Do I go left or right from here? And now my REM pod's going off behind me. If there's a spirit setting off my REM pod, I want to ask you a couple questions, okay?
No.
Can you tell me if you were a Union soldier? Can you light that up again to confirm that you were a Union soldier? Can you tell me what regiment you fought in? Here comes another train. Do we need to load the cannon so we can shoot the train? It just said fire. Do you want to fire on the train? Here comes the train. Are we ready to shoot the train? We can still hit it from here. There goes the train. And the whole time the train was going by, the REM pod was going off too. It seems like you really don't like the train here. Were you sent here to destroy the train? How many Union soldiers were up here? Is there still a battle going on up here? Now, I'm going to try the Ghost Tube SLS camera and see if we can map in anything by the cannon. Okay, that's me that it's mapping in there. Are there any Civil War soldiers by the cannon? I'm gonna try to move this way and see if I can get the REM pod. So even though the REM pod's going off, there's nothing being mapped in right now. I'm going to stop using the Ghost Tube and go back to the Paratech. I've used the Ghost Tube app for a few videos and I'm honestly not sure what I think of it. Sometimes it seems like it works and then other times it seems like it maps in any light, any movement. So it probably will not be used very much anymore. Now I'm going to turn on the Paratech and see what we can get.
Started scanning.
Can you tell me the name of the soldier that's setting off the REM pod? Is there a Union soldier setting off the REM pod?
Traitor.
Is there a Confederate soldier setting off the REM pod? Are there any Confederate soldiers here with me?
Helpful.
Is it helpful for you all to know that the war ended over 150 years ago?
Of.
Did you realize that that much time has passed?
Three. Four.
Can you tell me your name? Is there anything up here from the Civil War that I need to find?
Zero.
There's no artifacts, no bullets, nothing up here left from the Civil War.
November.
Can you tell me a date in November?
Neat.
Did you die up here? Are there any more soldiers that want to talk to me?
Instead. Scanning stop.
I know it would take a lot of energy for you to do this, but if there's any Civil War soldiers here, can you say anything out loud where I can actually hear you? It's getting really, really, really cold right behind me. Is there a soldier standing behind me? Are there soldiers in front of me? Are the soldiers standing in front of me Union soldiers? Or were they Confederate soldiers? So I'm getting responses that show that there's Union and Confederate soldiers up here at the same time. Which means this would have been a spot that they would have been fighting over because it was the high ground. So there's probably a lot more that went on here than what we realize. If you're a Confederate soldier, I was gonna ask them to make that stop going off so I could ask another question, and they did it before I could even ask. If there's a Confederate soldier here, Can you light that up if there was a lot more fighting going on up here than we realize? Was there a lot of death on this hill? Good, I think you're getting the hang of that now. You're just setting it off a few beeps at a time. That's good. Are you from this area? Okay, you weren't from this area. Now I'm starting to smell something up here that smells like perfume. Were you from Tennessee? Were you from Mississippi? Were you from Virginia? Were you from Georgia? Are you from Missouri? Do you not want to say where you're from? It feels really, really different up here now. It feels quieter, calmer. There's been no responses on the REM pod. And it feels brighter behind me, and like there's nothing standing behind me now. Thank you to all the Union and Confederate soldiers that talked to me while I was up here. I'm going to end this video here. And I think I got quite a few responses here. So I will probably be back once I get a chance to do some research and see what else I can find out about this area. Is there anything else that you need to say before I leave? Do you want me to come back up here? Okay. It seems like the soldiers might want me to come back up here. So if you want me to come back up here and investigate the Civil War area again, like this video and let me know in the comments. And if you know of any other places that I should be investigating, let me know. Thanks for watching, everyone.